very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
You're in violation of secure communication procedures, Condor.
So we just went ahead and fixed the glitch.
There is no America. There is no democracy.
Our fifth objective, a new world order.
There are no nations. There are no peoples. There are no Russians. There are no Arabs. There are no third worlds. There is no West.
Right-wing conspiracy.
What do you call it when the assassins accuse the assassin?
A new world order.
Thank you for plugging in to the Stones Unturned podcast.
Well, just a second there, Professor. We fixed the glitch.
I'm your host, Professor Thomas Henry Horan.
He reads everything.
Oh, hello there, you lucky devils. You better bet your bippies he reads everything. How are you? I never ask. I hope you folks are having a wonderful day. First and foremost, I don't think my voice is going to clear up in time for tomorrow. But as soon as my voice clears up, I will be recording. I was hoping to record tomorrow's episode today. Obviously, this will not be taking place today. Little Irish tea. By all means, warm yourselves up something. I won't be on all day, but I am getting a little curious about this one case. 2 concurrent viewers. Hi, Creepy Crawl. Oh. Well, that's cool. That's acceptable. Today I'm going to do something I've been threatening to do for years. A live stream. I don't think my voice is all that bad coming through on your end. But I keep coughing and it will break. It helps if I keep my voice really low. If I try to do my Michael Jackson impersonation, it gets a little constricted. Oh, somebody just logged off? I had one viewer. Hi, John Stewart. Sounds okay? Okay. It just won't hold up for very long. I know that. Oof. Dextromethorphan's a hell of a drug. I'm bored. Let me just get... This is not an episode. I am curious. So there was... What I was curious about, it's not news that there was another dorm shooting. What's news is that there was a dorm shooting that instantly made national news a week ago, yesterday, a week ago Friday. A dorm shooting right at 6 a.m. Like... College students don't wake up. First bell, let's say their first class is at 8 a.m. They wake up at 7:50, okay? They wake up at 7:63 a.m., 7:73 a.m., okay? They wake up 13 minutes after class started. They don't get up at 5:30 in the morning and start banging. Hi, Nathan. This is, I barely started putting a couple of slides together out of this. So this kid's been arrested, was 25. His name's Nicholas T. Jordan from the east side of Detroit. Father, not at this time determined by this particular podcast. Like, he fits the stereotype of the kid that you would never in a million years dream would be going to school at the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. I mean, there's diversity. There's inclusion. And these are the adult dorms, I guess. The two... That's what's in here. Peppermint. I knew it tasted familiar. I knew this peppermint tea. That's what this is. This is peppermint tea. It is freshening my breath. I dare say my breath has rarely, if ever, been fresher. I knew it tasted familiar. The two victims shot execution style. Like, this could have been Joseph Mengele. She's the oldest person we know of so far, 27 years old, mother of two. Hippie. I'll tell you who they are. And he was a musician. You're looking, and they're both born and raised in Colorado. I think. Right? I'm sitting here looking at my brother's friends in high school. This little cow town, little cow hippies, okay? Colorado hippie kids, right? They got the peace sign and the crew cut, okay? And the cowboy boots. That's what we're looking at here. I know these people. Colorado white middle class hippies. But on the YouTube screensaver, well, that's because, Adam, I noticed that there was there's a lag. It just lagged. There's been some lag. It's been sunspot activity or something's been messing with the networks, right? Cell phone networks had problems. Oh yeah, this stuff will cure anything. I've had Ebola. I've had the Monday morning blues. YouTube's got a new screensaver. Okay. Oh, thanks, John. This peppermint's fixing me up fine. So, well, I'll cut to the chase here. There's 3 roommates in this pod. It's a new kind of dorm. You have a bunch of 3 bed bedrooms. There are 3 beds in a room. And there's a cluster of these. And then in the center, around the elevator shaft, then you have a cluster of private bathrooms. I suppose you don't get your own bathroom, but once you go in the bathroom, there's a sink and a shower and a toilet. You have your own little bathroom while you're in there with the door locked. She was not one of the roommates. I'm pretty sure, even in the adult dorms, she was not supposed to be in that room before 6 a.m. Yeah, I'll see what I can find out about that, Adam. Oh, Creepy Crawl's up to date here. Okay, so let me finish let me get a word in edgewise. See? his little brother Christian, was gunned down on the east side of Detroit, January 2022. No, I'm sorry, January 2023. January 2023, his brother was gunned down. Did that make national news? No. This murder is unsolved. Let me finish my point. This murder was solved. This murder was solved before the cops showed up. They had the name, they had the motive, they had the description, they had everything. Wrapped in tissue paper, tied up in pink ribbons. They told the public, don't worry about it. There's a killer on the loose, but don't worry about it. You're not in danger. Don't worry about it. We know who did it. We know why they did it. This was like Brian Koberger. It's like they had the case already solved and the reports written before the screaming started. The third roommate is the one who called the police. So the police knew the name. I guess they knew the car, whatever. Immediately. But what they haven't explained is why the third roommate lived that long. Because what they're showing us is an open and shut case. You got an East Side gangbanger gunning down, as you would expect, a couple of clean-cut, middle-class Starbucks white hippies. What do you expect? What do you expect when you let them come to school here? What do you expect when you let them live with our kids in the dorms? This was national news before they ever named the suspect. He didn't flee. He just fell asleep in a parked car across the street. Well, it wasn't technically across the street. It was actually in a very interesting neighborhood. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe this is as obvious as it looks. I live in a college town, and we have shootings all the time, and not one of them has ever made the national news. Not even when a wild bullet went through the wall of a house and killed a beloved local white boy musician. Exactly like the one that got gunned down. That never made the national news. It barely made the local news. This shooting made the national news instantly. So according to Creepy Crawl, latest reports, 14 hours before the shooting, he filled out the paperwork to quit his classes and give up his room. So there wasn't really anything left to fight. Because I was going to say, this supposedly started over arguments over Messi. Now, full disclosure, I used to shoot an average of 3 to 4 roommates a month over not doing your fucking dishes before you go to bed, okay? I'm not throwing stones here. What I'm saying is I'm being handed Archie Bunker's TV movie of the week here. We all know who did it, and it's obvious why. But if he's already dropping out and he's already leaving, then there's no need to shoot the roommates. And just go fall asleep in a car across the street. And he didn't shoot the roommate. He shot the sheriff, but he didn't shoot the deputy. I mean, he suffers from PTSD. It doesn't... Like, there's what you see in the movies and TV, especially, there's Dirty Harry, and then there's real life. I just don't see it. I've never seen it. I've seen black people kill white people over drug deals gone bad. You're talking organized crime. If these two kids went into the east side of Detroit and got gunned down, okay. He leaves his state? Okay, he's there to enforce the will of his gang over star athletes going to school there, but they don't really have... It's not Boulder. Remember the night before Deion Sanders' first game as head coach at Boulder? That's UC Boulder, Buffaloes. You understand that, right? The night before, their former quarterback, white boy, was gunned down in front of a, your stereotypical nightclub. Remember that? And the next day, their opponent's former quarterback, quarterback from the year before, was gunned down by gangbangers. And the next day, they rolled over like dogs to the Buffaloes. You remember that? Remember, Deion Sanders has repeatedly been criticized for sticking up for professional athletes who are members of gangs. He's always making excuses for them, remember? But this isn't Boulder. This isn't Nebraska. This isn't Duke. Was this a love triangle? Okay, then race no longer matters, right? You just don't see African-American gangbangers just popping random white hippies in Colorado, going all the way to Colorado to do this. No. Murder is very segregated. If it's not organized crime, it's a little segregated, but I could see it if they said, well, this is obviously a gang-related shooting, like we have around here all the time. It's all gangs. It never makes the local news. Or if it does, somebody heard shots fired. Or just a raccoon got in somebody's gun safe. Oh, a possum. Somebody left a gun out overnight and a possum got into it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I have a suspicious mind. Right, so he dropped out of school and gave up and was leaving. On his way out the door, he just shoots like it's a movie. Right, typical roommate bullshit. You just get you get new roommates. It happens. They assign roommates that really don't get along. What was she doing there? She wasn't a roommate. What was she doing there at that hour of the morning? What was Fanny Willis doing in her own condo at 4 o'clock in the morning? According to our records, you were at home all night. How do you explain this? According to other records, the man who was not your boyfriend was there all night. How do you explain this? If you wasn't partaking of the horizontal refreshments, what was he doing in your apartment all night? Did she know? Now, wait a minute. Wait just one cotton picking minute. They can prove there were text messages. They can prove he was on the premises. That doesn't prove she knew he was on the premises. If he's there, why is he texting her? Was he in the closet? Ding, 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 ding. She didn't know. You've seen these stories. People... These are real poltergeists. People move into people's houses and live there for months. They stay in the attic. They stay in the closet. They just stay. People they're like yogis. They can put themselves into a coma for 6 hours till you leave. They come out, make themselves a sandwich, watch TV. Have you seen these? They don't sneak in and out. They live there. Like raccoons. You could have a raccoon in your attic. My other point was this. They solved this murder like that. Christian's murder, they don't have a clue. That's funny. That's real funny. It didn't even make the local news. That's even funnier. Kept it out of the news because it was Denver, the Broncos lead the National Felons League in felony arrests since the turn of the century. You know this, right? Boulder, the gang problem there is just as bad as St. Louis, just as bad as Chicago. Just as bad, if not worse. Major sports town, major sports betting, you get organized crime. Why did this killing make the national news instantly? And his own brother's murder never even made the local papers in Detroit. I can't find any mention of it anywhere. But there he is, Christian Jordan, December 6, 2000, January 4th, 2023. Oh, I think that was... All I know is, for the very first time, I got this error message when I was trying to find out information about this case. Down in Pueblo, which is several miles south of Colorado Springs, and the girl was from Pueblo, born and raised in Pueblo, Colorado. February 22nd, 2022. 02/22/2022. This is 02/24/2024. 02/22/2022. A report of a suspicious person at a Pueblo West middle school today led to a fatal officer-involved shooting. The possible perv, put something in his mouth, so the officer shot him. She was from Pueblo. So I tried to find out more about this case, and I get this error message from Google. Our systems have detected unusual traffic from your computer network. This page checks to see if it's really you sending their requests and not a robot. The search terms: Pueblo West Middle School. That's the first time I type fast. The professor reads everything. That's the first time Google ever warned me that I was Googling a topic too much. Pueblo West Middle School. I can Google. This is the first time this has ever happened. Now I'm really curious about this middle school peeper who got shot. Like Leonard Lake. It's like Leonard Lake showed up at Pueblo West Middle School and got shot before the pill could take effect. Somebody said he was trying to take his anti-anxiety medicine. Well, nothing cures anxiety like the lead pill, copper coated for your comfort. And peppermint tea. Wash it down with a little peppermint tea. You'll be right as rain in no time. So let's try this again. Pueblo West Middle School. Shooting. Colorado family to file lawsuit. Let me kill the audio so we don't get a... Video at the top of this article is graphic. Maybe I shouldn't show it to you. This guy's off in the head. He gets in the wrong SUV because he thinks it's his family's. Richard Ward, 32, was fatally shot outside Liberty Point International Middle School in Pueblo West. The Pueblo County Sheriff's Office said after the shooting that Ward was seen banging on car doors outside of the middle school and a witness thinking he was drunk or on drugs alerted administrators. The school principal reportedly confronted Ward and told him to wait in his car while deputies were contacted. The sheriff's office said Ward exited the vehicle after deputies arrived and allegedly began fighting with them, including headbutting one deputy and breaking his nose. Ward was shot after allegedly trying to disarm one of the deputies. That wasn't the first story I read. The first story I read was he was trying to take his pill and got shot. But apparently there's body cam footage. Of course, we'll have to... At least we're treating it with dignity. There it is. Okay. He has problems. He had problems. They're all solved now. Oh. Yeah, he looked like he was trying to hide a knife. What was he doing there? Actually, the way he acted, that's... He takes something out of one pocket and he's reaching for his jacket pocket. I mean, don't do that. But what I think is interesting is he may have had some brain damage or something, right? So this becomes another anti-cop case. What was that guy doing there? Let's go back in time. Forget about whether it's justified or not. What was that guy doing there? Ward was waiting to pick up his brother. Give me 1 second. According to his family, Ward was waiting to pick up his brother, sitting in the back seat of his family's SUV. His family's attorneys say he got out to stretch his legs and smoke a cigarette. When he returned, they say he accidentally got into another person's car. Someone called 911. Ward explains he had bad encounters with police in Pueblo before. But when you watch the tape, it looks like he's reaching for something. They didn't shoot him instantly. But I don't know. But I don't know. I'm not trying. I don't know. I don't know. Well, it just seemed funny that I got this warning from Google about looking up any information about that shooting. That was all. That was what was funny about it. He was there to pick up his brother and he got in the wrong car. That was it. That it? That was it. Well, back to the news. Let's just take a look at some news. Yeah, I wasn't trying to do an episode about it or anything. If you guys hear anything interesting, let me know. It may not be interesting. The rise of Jensen Huang, the NVIDIA CEO who was born in Taiwan, raised in Kentucky, and is now one of the richest men on earth. That is interesting. I was just talking about NVIDIA.